What's up, guys? So, the UFC 229 press conference just wrapped up, and we finally got to see some of the early mental state of the two fighters, of Khabib and Conor. It was only Khabib, it was only Conor and Dana White up there. There were no fans, there were no fighters, just the media, and that's it. So, we got a glimpse of Conor after 2 years, and this is by far, of what we just saw, that this is by far the most emotionally invested Conor we've ever seen. The cool Zen mode that Conor usually comes into press conferences took a 180 in this one. I don't know if he was under the influence of something. That's what a lot of people are pointing to. I will not be shocked if he was at all, because he did come out there with alcohol. So maybe he was drunk. You know, the way he was talking, the way his voice was cracking, maybe something, but we don't know. It can either be that, it can either be he is just that emotional about this fight, or it could be a combination of both. But either way, we've never seen Conor come into a fight with these kind of emotions, right? Khabib, on the other hand, Khabib looked pretty calm for the most part, right? It seemed like he got a little bit uncomfortable with some of the stuff. The one thing I noticed about it is when they were going to face off with each other, Khabib didn't really get too close to Conor initially. Conor got right up to the center of the stage, and Khabib kept a little bit of distance, which tells me maybe he wasn't too comfortable there, maybe hesitating a little bit, just a slight bit, but you can't say Khabib was more emotional than Conor in this one. For the most part, he was just listening, sitting there, waiting for the questions. He asked Conor questions. Conor was kind of cringe with some of the stuff he was saying. Like I thought what was going to happen in this press conference, Conor, of course, he was going to talk about politics, Russia, Dagestan, and Chechnya politics. He was going to talk about Khabib's training partners and all this sort of stuff. People that know about the Dagestan history, they're telling me that Conor's kind of off. He wasn't getting everything right, and that's what threw Khabib off, because Khabib looked like he was lost when Conor was talking about that stuff. And some people were thinking that Khabib just kept quiet. He was kind of scared, but I had some people on Twitter telling me that Conor just wasn't making sense. Talking about Vladimir Putin and talking about how the Dagestanis are all weak, they have weak chins, and this is getting a lot more personal. Now, I don't know about for Khabib, but for Conor, this is very personal. And this is the only fight he's ever had that was personal. The Nate Diaz fights were never personal. The Jose Aldo fight was never personal. There's a lot on this one. He was talking about how Khabib would have been in a box and he would have been in a cell. When you say that kind of stuff, this is very personal. Yeah, but a lot of it was cringe. It was a bit of a shit show, if I'm going to be honest here. Conor was laughing. He was doing the whole thing what Chad Mendes was doing to him. Remember when Chad was kind of mocking Conor, childish-like? That's what Conor was doing to Khabib. But if I were to ever say anybody's ever got to Conor mentally, no one's done it more than when Khabib was talking about how Conor, or why Conor speaks English. You know, he got really political, and Conor was deflecting it in a very strange manner. You saw he was upset. He got red really fast. He came up to Dana White, started talking about his whiskey again right away, started speaking in his native language to Khabib. He really exploded when Khabib was talking about that. So mentally coming into this fight, right now, I am not confident in Conor McGregor. If you look at this like a movie, it's like when the king goes mad, right? When the king loses it. When Conor was standing in front of everybody and Khabib walked off stage, he said, let me get my pictures in. He started bossing around up there, then telling Khabib and Ali Abdelaziz, don't mess with the king and all this sort of stuff. And those stories never end well for the king. So pretty much, Khabib looked pretty calm for the most part. Mentally, I would not be unconfident in him. I would be a little bit unconfident in Conor, because I've never seen him like this before. And he kept talking about how he's coming back for the love of the game. And when you have to mention that to people, that's not a good sign. When you have to mention to people why you are doing this, especially when you see retired fighters, or not retired fighters, but fighters who are close to retirement, and then people are asking why you still doing this, and they say, I just love it, man, I just love it. It never turns good for those guys. And that's what kind of seems with Conor here a little bit. He has the money, he has all that stuff, and he's always talked about the money. He's always talked about the fights and with the money. And now he's saying, he does it for the love of the game. And he kept mentioning it. There's a lot of red flags here if you're going to go the psychology direction, if you're going to do some bro psychology or something. There's some red flags here on Conor's side. Khabib just sticks to who he always was, saying he's doing it for legacy. He's always said that since the beginning. He said he's never doing this for money. And now all we have left is the weigh-ins, which is going to uncover a little bit more, and then the fight. We'll see what happens now. Conor is saying he's going to knock out Khabib, but he said the first round he feels Khabib's going to drop in the first round. But he didn't really feel confident when he said that. He said, I'm ready for the whole thing, but I feel like he's going to get knocked out in the first round because Khabib doesn't have a chin. We've never really seen Khabib hurt Only one time against Michael Johnson, but he wasn't hurt that bad. He got hit by a right hook, and he went back a little bit. He did say that he was hurt a little bit, but he recovered very quickly and took Michael Johnson down like 10 seconds after that, which is a very hard thing to do if you are hurt. And Khabib never had a prediction. But he says he's going to maul Conor, right? He's going to talk to him. He's going to teach him a lesson in there. I don't like hearing that as well when someone says that. I like it for them to just go out there and focus on winning the fight when they're focusing on other things rather than just winning the fight. Like, I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to mess around with him. That also doesn't go well for fighters. So this is exciting. Conor put a lot of stakes on this one because the things he was saying, if he doesn't back him up now, because he talked a lot of stuff in that press conference, a lot of relations with politics, a lot of things about Khabib's partners, a lot of things about how he's going to destroy Khabib and all this stuff. And if he doesn't live up to it, it can bite him in this one. And can I just say, one really annoying thing was the whole thing with the whiskey. It was kind of irrelevant. I know now they're an official sponsor of the UFC. I mean, Conor's holding a lot of cards, man. He has a lot of power. He pretty much wrapped up the press conference too. Like, this is getting crazy. So that's the video, guys. That's my reaction to this. What did you guys think of the press conference? Leave a comment below. These are just my opinions on it. I'm very curious to see what you guys think as well, because I saw a lot of people. It seems some people are split. It seems anybody who says Conor or Khabib are scared of each other, they're moot. They just don't care about their opinions. But people were saying that Khabib was a little hesitant. He kept quiet more. Conor looks pretty strong, all this sort of stuff. Okay, I can see that side of the argument. And then there's people saying that Conor's lost it. He's not going to be into it mentally right. He might come out and blow his wad very quickly in the fight, which will hurt him. I can see that as well. What did you guys think? And my next video, I'm going to put on my prediction video for this weekend's UFC card. And then next week is going to be my podcast on Tuesday. And then I'm going to do my official breakdown on Khabib versus Conor. And then the week of the card, the week of UFC 229, most likely on Monday, I'm going to get on my official predictions after studying the fight, researching the fight, breaking down the fight, and give my honest, confident predictions on the card. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. And if you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you enjoyed my content, make sure to subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video.